Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome to another episode of my FC24 Manchester United Career Mode series. As always, if you have missed the last episode, go check it out in the description below. If you have seen it, then you'll know in the last episode we had the Manchester Derby. We ended up drawing 1-1. We also then beat Fulham in the league, but we lost to Copenhagen in the Champions League, which has topped off a very poor start to the Champions League campaign. Very much on the same level as United were in real life. In today's episode, we will have 4 games. So we usually do 3, but we're going to have 4 games in this episode. And I did mention in the last episode that we'll also have 4 games in the next 2 episodes after this as well, just to get to the January transfer window. But that's for the future. For today, we're playing Copenhagen again in the Champions League away. We're playing Luton in the Premier League as well as Everton, and then finishing off with another Champions League game against Galatasaray. First we'll jump into that Copenhagen game, but just before that, if you guys are enjoying this series, please leave a like on the video and subscribe to my channel so you don't miss anything else. Now that's done, let's jump into Copenhagen. So this is the Copenhagen team going into it. So they've got Garabra in goal, Melling, Dix, Vavro, Atal, Tanlongo, Falk, Cleeson, Achuri, Cornelius and Larson in a 4-3-3 holding. And then our team is Onana, Reguilon, Inacio, Lindelof, Wan-Bissaka, Reunidas, Amrabat, Kubo in the cam position, Garnacho, Højlund and Marlon. Hopefully we can get the first 3 points in this Champions League campaign. So in the 23rd minute was the first chance of this game. Larson loses the ball, but Tanlongo ends up with it. He plays it over to Falk, who plays the ball to Larson, into Cornelius, takes a strike, forces a good save from Onana. Then in the 32nd minute, Copenhagen get another chance. Falk plays a nice ball over to Achuri, who runs down the wing, gets a little dink in. Lindelof can't deal with it, and Falk gets a strike away to force another save from Onana. From that chance, we went on the counter-attack, so Garnacho was running down the left. He cuts inside. Højlund makes a run, and it's a defence-splitting pass from Garnacho to Højlund. Højlund should score, but doesn't. But it's a big mistake from the defender and the goalkeeper at the back. Horrendous defending means that Takefusa Kubo can slot it in for the easiest finish of his career. It was just an absolute car crash at the back for Copenhagen, but we'll take it all day long. A nice little finish then from Kubo too. So it finished 1-0 in the first half. Now early on in the second half, in the 52nd minute, we had another chance. Garnacho plays into Højlund, who flicks it on to Kubo. Kubo does a nice couple touches. He's in again, takes a strike, saves, and another easy tap in. Kubo has had 2 of the easiest goals he will ever score in this game. Just 2 tap-ins, but he's got to be there, and he's finished it nicely. Then in the 61st minute, Copenhagen get another chance. So Larson turns the man, Lindelof with a bit of poor defending, but shoots it wide. They then get another chance in the 80th minute. Atal puts a cross in, header from Diogo, but it goes over the bar. Then Amrabat wins the ball up high, plays it into Højlund, good first touch, takes a strike and forces a good save from Garabra. And that's how that finishes. We win 2-0 to get our first win of the Champions League campaign, thank God. That's what that means for the Champions League table now. So we're in 3rd with 4 points, level with Copenhagen. Hopefully at the end of this episode we can be in that 2nd position. So the first game of the Premier League in this episode is against Luton. So their team is Kaminski, Giles, Anderson, Kumbula, Lockyer, Kabore, Townsend, Berry, Mpanzu, Hurter and Morris in a 5-4-1 flat. And then my team is Onana, Shaw, Martinez, Varane, Dallo, Fernandes, Casemiro, Kubo in the cam position again, Rashford, Girassi and Marlon. So the first chance of this game comes from a corner in the 18th minute for us, so they can't deal with it, and Casemiro gets a free header but hits the bar. Really unlucky. Then a couple of minutes later, Luton break. Giles pots it into Morris. Morris takes a shot and forces a good save from Onana. Then the final chance of the first half comes for us. Girassi turns his man, drives, takes a quick snapshot, forces a good save. Then in the second half, Dallo drives at the defence, cuts it back, turns around, plays it into Daniel Marlon down the line. Daniel Marlon takes an early cross in to try and find Bruno Fernandes, but doesn't. But Kabore heads it straight to guess who? Takefusa Kubo scores 3 tap-ins in 2 games. Mad, he's just in the right place at the right time. He's got to be there, but his positioning has been excellent. A really poor defensive header by Kabore, but Kubo is there again to get his 3rd goal in 2 games. Then another chance comes in the 65th minute. Shaw plays it into Bruno Fernandes, who does a little dink over to Kubo. Kubo with a nice first touch, but a poor finish in the end. Then Luton get a chance, and Panzu plays it into Morris, who fools everyone and forces a save from Onana. So then late on in the game, they play a nice ball out to Kuballer down the right. He turns Shaw nicely, plays a ball into Townsend, who plays it to Sambi Lokongo, who plays it to Patrick Bamford, and a really nice strike means that Luton equalise. We're now 1-1, and that is how the game ends. A disappointing result there for us. We should be getting 3 points in this game. So then jumping into the next game in the league against Everton. So their team is Pickford, Milenko, Tarkowski, Godfrey, Patterson, Harrison, Doucouré, Dele Alli, McNeil, Garner and Beto in a 4-4-1-1. Then my team going into it was Onana, Shaw, Inacio, Varane, Dalot, Casemiro, Mount, Kubo, Rashford, Girassi, Marlon. Kubo in Cam has got to happen. So in the first 10 minutes we press and we actually win the ball. Marlon tackles Godfrey, goes 1-on-1 against Pickford, can't score, but you've guessed it again. Who is there to tap it in? That's right, Takefusa Kubo. He is on fire in this episode. He's at the right place at the right time, every single time. Then in the 16th minute we lose the ball, but Mount plays a really nice ball out to Daniel Marlon, who takes a really nice first touch inside Girassi, first time to Rashford, touch, finish. Fantastic goal. Really nice goal, really enjoyed that one. It was a good ball from Mount, good touch, good first time pass and a nice finish. Nothing else you can ask for. We then get a throw in the 26th minute. We actually end up losing the ball with Mikolenko getting the tackle, but he holds on to the ball too long. Girassi presses, plays a nice ball into Rashford, and yet again Rashford with a really nice finish to make it 3-0 in the first 26 minutes of this game. And a really nice strike from Rashford there, the way he kind of toe pokes it but also just gets it past the goalkeeper. Really nice finish. Then in the 36th minute Beto gets a chance, but Inacio gets across nicely to block that. But I wanted to show you this clip as well because we actually played so well. We forced Everton into a first half substitution. No injury, it was a tactical decision from Sean Dyche. If an opposition manager is making a substitution in the first half, you're doing something right. Then they get another chance from that corner with Garner taking a strike, but Onana with a nice save. Then they get one last chance just before half time. Danjuma plays it back to Garner, plays it into Doucouré, plays a nice ball back to Danjuma, who takes a shot, but Onana's there again. Then in the second half, Doucouré gets a nice ball into Harrison, who forces another save from Onana. Then later on, Tarkowski, don't know what he's doing, he's dilly-dallying with the ball, but Girassi wins it back off him, drives at the defence again for a fourth goal, goes for the strike but forces a really nice save from Pickford, but Girassi should be scoring. Then from the corner we actually put it in, Doucouré gets it out, Garnacho with a touch, takes a strike and it goes in. It actually does go down as a Patterson own goal because he goes to strike it but kicks it backwards. Don't know how he's managed that, but he actually takes away from Pickford, but there's the confirmation of the own goal. So the final chance of the game falls for Everton. Beto takes a shot from a tight angle but he can't get it in, and we actually do end up winning 4-0 in that game. Really good game, big 3 points. So this is how the Premier League table will end up looking for this episode as we're playing the Champions League game next. We're in 5th, so we're still not in the top 4. We're 2 points off 4th. We just got to keep plugging away. Eventually, hopefully, West Ham and Arsenal will start slipping up. So to go into the final game of the episode against Galatasaray in the Champions League, this is their team. They've got Muslera, Angelino Sanchez, Abdülkerim, Boyu, Zaha Demirbay, Torreira, Ziyech, Mertens and Icardi. And then our team is Onana, Reguilon, Martinez, Lindelof, Wan-Bissaka, Mount, Casemiro, Fernandes, Garnacho, Højlund and Kubo on the right this time. So the first chance falls for us early on. Kubo drives to the defence, plays a nice cutback to Højlund, who forces a good save from Muslera. Then in the 12th minute we get a free kick. Bruno Fernandes dips it in, Højlund gets up high, but an easy save in the end. Then a few moments later Galatasaray get a corner, Ziyech takes it and the ref gives a penalty. Now if you're not familiar, because it's been a couple of episodes now, I do a VAR check on all handball penalties just to make sure, because they can be a bit dodgy, but this time VAR did decide that it is a handball. I don't know what Mount's doing, he's basically punched the ball. It's a handball, there's nothing else you can say about it. And from that penalty Icardi tucks it home and makes it 1-0 to Galatasaray. We're down again in the Champions League, and that meant that we do go into half time 1-0 down. We need a big second half, otherwise we're out of Europe. So the first chance of the second half came in the 66th minute for Galatasaray. They play a nice couple of balls. Amrabat gets the ball back but plays a really poor pass, so they play around us again, ends it with Mertens, takes a strike and just over the bar. Then in the 73rd minute they come at us again on the break. Torreira finds a nice ball out to Debuy, who gets around Lindelof way too easily, lays it off to Icardi, who finishes to make it 2-0, his second goal of the game and Galatasaray's, which means we're in massive trouble here. We might be out of Europe. So then a couple of minutes later, from Galatasaray's goal kick, Martinez wins a big header, heads it down to Kubo, who plays it into Rashford. Nice pass into Girassi, nice little turn. Girassi then plays a nice ball to Rashford. Good first touch, really nice finish to make it 2-1. Grabs the ball because we need another one. We need another 2 really, but another one to keep our Europe fight alive at least. Then in the 86th minute, Icardi gets a chance for a hat-trick but wastes that opportunity, which means from the goal kick, Onana plays to Lindelof. Lindelof plays it to Martinez, first time into Bruno, out to Amrabat, plays a nice ball to Kubo, over to Pellistri, nice back heel to Wan-Bissaka, back to Pellistri. Pellistri takes a nice early cross in for Rashford. Rashford's there, volley, and we do get the equaliser. Now we need another goal, so the celebration's a little bit, too much, but that goal deserves a like in itself. Come on guys, that is Ten Hag ball at its finest. It was brilliant. It's the best goal we've scored this. Like Rashford's single individual goal was a really good goal, but this team goal beats it in my opinion just because of how good it was. Everyone had touch of the ball. So that is how the game ends then guys. We end up 2-2 against Galatasaray. Feeling a little bit bittersweet about it because it was good to come back from 2-0 down, but we needed 3 points. Because this is what the Champions League table now looks like with our draw. We're in 3rd with 5 points. We could have done with Bayern Munich beating Copenhagen, but they didn't. They lost 4-1. Frustrating. It means that we absolutely have to beat Bayern Munich to progress in this Champions League. We might even end up not getting anything in Europe. So then just Varane here saying that he wasn't happy that I left him out. No, he was very tired. I was rotating. So I don't really know why he was saying that. Like, I only left him out 1 or 2 games, but clearly he wants to play every game. But this is where we'll end the episode. So in the next one, we will play Newcastle, Chelsea, Bournemouth, and that big Bayern Munich Champions League game where we absolutely have to win. There is nothing out. We have to beat Bayern Munich like Man United needed to in real life to qualify. But I hope you guys have enjoyed this episode. It's been a bit of a longer episode with 4 games. It'll be the same now in the next 2 episodes as well. So if you guys are looking forward to that, please subscribe so you don't miss it and leave a like on this video. But other than that, I will see you in the next one where we will face Newcastle, Bournemouth, Chelsea, and a big Champions League game against Bayern Munich. See you then, guys.